Brad Pitt has lived one of the most public lives in Hollywood. For more than 3 decades, the world has watched his rise from a small-town boy to one of the biggest movie stars ever. Fans admired his looks, his talent, and the glamorous life he seemed to live. Yet behind the cameras and red carpets, there were many emotional moments that the public never fully understood. Over the years, Brad became known not only for his films but also for his relationships. Every romance became headline news, and every breakup was discussed across magazines, television shows, and social media. Still, many people believe there was one woman who stayed close to his heart long after the relationship ended. As Brad grew older and became more reflective about life, interviews began to show a different side of him. He appeared calmer, wiser, and more open about his regrets and personal struggles. Fame had brought him success, but it also brought pressure, heartbreak, and loneliness. While many celebrities hide behind carefully prepared answers, Brad slowly started sharing more honest thoughts about love and loss. That honesty made fans look back at his past relationships in a new way. People wondered if there was one person he truly never forgot. The idea fascinated fans because Brad Pitt seemed to have everything anyone could dream of, yet even he carried emotional memories that time could not erase. His story became more than just Hollywood gossip. It became a story about human emotions, missed chances, and the lasting effect one person can have on another's life. That is why discussions about the woman Brad Pitt could never forget continue to capture attention around the world. People are naturally drawn to stories about love, especially when they involve someone who spent years appearing untouchable and perfect in the eyes of the public. Brad Pitt's journey began far away from the bright lights of Hollywood. He was born in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and raised in Springfield, Missouri, where life was simple and traditional. His family was close, and he grew up in a normal environment without the luxury that would later surround him. As a young man, Brad was active, friendly, and full of ambition. He studied journalism in college, but realized before graduating that his true passion was acting. With only a few credits left to finish his degree, he made a bold decision that changed his life forever. He drove to Los Angeles with little money, but a strong belief that he could succeed. Like many struggling actors, he worked small jobs to survive while attending auditions. One of his most famous early jobs involved dressing up as a chicken for a restaurant advertisement. Those difficult years taught him patience and determination. Brad's good looks helped him get noticed, but it was his charm and natural screen presence that helped him move forward. Slowly, he began appearing in small television roles before receiving attention in the film Thelma and Louise. Even though his role was short, audiences immediately noticed him. Hollywood suddenly saw him as the next major star. During the 1990s, Brad worked hard to prove he was more than just a handsome face. He chose serious roles and gave strong performances in films like A River Runs Through It, Legend of the Fall, and, say, Seven On. As his career grew, so did public interest in his personal life. Women around the world admired him, and many actresses and singers became linked to him romantically. However, beneath the growing fame, Brad still carried the personality of someone searching for real emotional connection. Success brought him money and attention, but it also made relationships more difficult. Every romance became public property, and privacy became almost impossible. Even in those early years, signs appeared that Brad longed for something deeper than fame could ever provide. Before becoming part of Hollywood's most famous marriages, Brad Pitt experienced several relationships that helped shape his understanding of love. In the late 1980s, he dated British singer Sunita long before he became internationally famous. Their relationship was youthful and exciting, but it ended as Brad's career started moving quickly. Sunita later spoke warmly about him, remembering him as sweet and charming before the world fully discovered him. After that, Brad became linked to several actresses during his early acting years. He dated Jill Scullin after working together on a film, and later had a relationship with actress and singer E.G. Daily. People who knew Brad during those years often described him as deeply focused on his dreams, yet emotionally sensitive at the same time. One of his most talked about early relationships involved actress Robin Givens. Rumors and dramatic stories followed them because of Givens' troubled connection to boxer Mike Tyson. Tyson later shared emotional memories in his autobiography, making the story even more famous. However, Many details remain unclear, and the situation became part of Hollywood legend rather than confirmed truth. Brad also briefly dated Christina Applegate, who famously left him during an awards event for another man. Though the relationship was short, the story became one of the strange and unforgettable moments of celebrity culture. Then came actress Juliette Lewis, a relationship that lasted several years and appeared much more serious. The two met while working together and shared a strong emotional connection. Brad later admitted that Juliette was one of the greatest loves of his life during that period. They were young, passionate, and deeply connected, but fame and personal growth slowly pulled them apart. Juliette later expressed frustration that people continued defining her through her relationship with Brad instead of her own achievements. Even so, many fans believe their connection was genuine and meaningful. These early romances taught Brad important lessons about relationships, heartbreak, and public attention. Every experience added another layer to his emotional life, preparing him for the relationships that would later define his public image around the world. One of the most important relationships in Brad Pitt's life began when he met Gwyneth Paltrow on the set of the movie, say, 7 On, during the mid-1990s. They quickly became Hollywood's golden couple. Both were beautiful, successful, and admired by fans everywhere. Their relationship seemed almost perfect from the outside. They attended events together, appeared deeply in love, and represented the glamorous image many people associated with Hollywood romance. Brad openly spoke about his feelings for Gwyneth, and even called her the love of his life during an award speech. The public believed marriage was certain. Their engagement received huge media attention, and magazines treated them like royalty. Yet despite all the admiration surrounding them, problems slowly developed behind the scenes. Gwyneth later admitted that she was still emotionally immature during that time and not fully ready for marriage. Brad was also facing enormous pressure from growing fame and demanding film schedules. Although they loved each other, they struggled to build a stable future together. Their breakup in 1997 shocked fans, because many believed they would last forever. Gwyneth later shared that her father deeply loved Brad and was heartbroken when the relationship ended. She also remembered Brad's proposal in Argentina as one of the most magical moments of her life. Even years later, both spoke respectfully about each other, suggesting that their bond remained emotionally important. Many fans still view Gwyneth as one of the women who left a lasting mark on Brad's heart. Their relationship represented youth, passion, and the dream of a perfect Hollywood romance. However, it also showed how difficult it can be to maintain love while living under constant public attention. Fame often creates unrealistic expectations, and every disagreement becomes larger because millions of people are watching. Brad and Gwyneth's story became one of Hollywood's great "what if" romances. People continued wondering whether things might have turned out differently if they had met later in life, after gaining more maturity and experience. Even after many years, memories of their relationship remain powerful for fans who watched them during the height of their fame. After his breakup with Gwyneth Paltrow, Brad Pitt entered another relationship that would become one of the most famous celebrity marriages in modern history. His romance with Jennifer Aniston captured the hearts of millions around the world. Unlike many Hollywood couples, Brad and Jennifer seemed warm, natural, and easygoing together. Their story began quietly when their managers introduced them during the 1990s. At first, there was no major drama or sudden spark. Jennifer later described Brad as a kind and normal guy from Missouri, someone who felt comfortable and genuine. Years later, after both became single again, they reconnected and quickly grew close. Fans loved them because they appeared relatable despite their massive fame. When they attended award shows together, people saw them as the perfect couple. Their engagement announcement during a concert became major entertainment news, and their wedding in Malibu in 2000 looked like something from a fairy tale. The ceremony included hundreds of guests, thousands of flowers, music, fireworks, and luxury that symbolized Hollywood success. For several years, Brad and Jennifer appeared inseparable. They supported each other's careers and seemed happy in public appearances. Brad even appeared on Jennifer's television show Friends, creating one of the most memorable celebrity television moments of that time. Together, they also built Plan B Entertainment, a production company that later became highly successful. However, beneath the glamorous image, problems slowly started forming. Fame created constant pressure, and both struggled to balance careers with personal life. Rumors about distance and emotional separation began appearing in magazines. Fans refused to believe anything was wrong because Brad and Jennifer represented the ideal relationship for so many people. Yet by the early 2000s, cracks had started to show. Their marriage existed under nonstop public attention, making every disagreement more stressful. Even normal relationship problems became worldwide news stories. Over time, emotional distance grew between them, though they continued trying to maintain a united image. Looking back, many fans still remember Brad and Jennifer as one of Hollywood's most beloved couples because their relationship felt more real and grounded than many celebrity romances usually do. The end of Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston's marriage became one of the most discussed celebrity breakups in entertainment history. Rumors had already started spreading while Brad filmed Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Angelina Jolie. The chemistry between Brad and Angelina immediately attracted attention from fans and the media. Soon, stories appeared suggesting that an emotional connection was developing between them during filming. At first, both denied romantic involvement, but public suspicion continued growing stronger. In 2005, Brad and Jennifer officially announced their separation, shocking millions of fans who had admired their marriage for years. Many people blamed Angelina Jolie for the breakup, while others believed Brad and Jennifer's relationship had already been struggling long before. The situation became emotional and complicated because the public felt personally invested in their marriage. Brad later admitted that he was searching for deeper meaning and personal growth during that period of his life. Angelina represented adventure, passion, humanitarian work, and a different kind of emotional intensity. Together, Brad and Angelina quickly became one of the most famous couples in the world. They traveled internationally, adopted children, and built a large family while starring in major films. To many people, their relationship looked exciting and powerful, though controversy always followed them because of how it began. Brad often appeared transformed during those years, focusing more on family life and global causes. Yet despite their strong connection, their relationship also faced enormous pressure. Raising children under worldwide attention created stress, and constant media coverage affected their private life. Eventually, after many years together in a marriage in 2014, Angelina filed for divorce in 2016. The breakup became painful and public, involving legal battles, custody disputes, and emotional accusations. Fans who once viewed them as unstoppable suddenly saw another reminder that fame cannot protect relationships from collapse. Brad later spoke honestly about personal mistakes and struggles with alcohol during that difficult period. As he reflected on his past relationships, people began wondering which woman truly remained closest to his heart. Some believe it was Jennifer because of their warmth and simplicity. Others believed Angelina changed him more deeply than anyone else. The mystery surrounding Brad's emotional life only grew stronger as he entered a quieter and more thoughtful stage of adulthood. As Brad Pitt entered his late 50s and early 60s, many fans noticed changes in the way he spoke about life, fame, and relationships. In interviews, he appeared calmer and more reflective than the younger actor who once dominated magazine covers. Instead of focusing only on movies and success, he began discussing personal growth, mistakes, loneliness, and emotional healing. These honest conversations made people look at him differently. He no longer seemed like the untouchable Hollywood superstar from the 1990s. Instead, he appeared more human, carrying regrets and memories like everyone else. During these interviews, fans paid close attention whenever he mentioned love or the past. Even small comments sparked major discussion online, because people wanted to know whether there was one woman he still thought about deeply. Brad admitted that fame sometimes distracted him from understanding what truly mattered in life. He also spoke about how relationships taught him difficult but important lessons. Many observers believe his comments hinted at lingering feelings connected to certain women from his past. Some fans strongly believe Jennifer Aniston remained emotionally important to him because their relationship represented comfort, stability, and innocence before the chaos of later years. Others argued that Angelina Jolie had changed Brad more profoundly because their relationship reshaped his identity, family life, and worldview. There were also those who believed Gwyneth Paltrow represented unfinished emotional history from his younger years. Part of the fascination comes from the fact that Brad rarely gives direct answers. He speaks carefully and avoids dramatic public statements, which only increases curiosity. Instead of clearly naming the one he never forgot, he shares emotional reflections that allow people to form their own conclusions. This mystery keeps audiences interested because it feels emotionally relatable. Most people carry memories of someone they once deeply loved, even after years have passed. Brad's story reminds fans that wealth, fame, and beauty do not erase emotional pain or unanswered feelings. In many ways, the public connects to him more now than during his younger years because he appears vulnerable, thoughtful, and aware of his mistakes. That emotional honesty has become one of the reasons why conversations about his past relationships continue attracting worldwide attention. The lasting fascination with Brad Pitt's love life says as much about society as it does about Brad himself. Audiences are naturally drawn to stories involving romance, heartbreak, and second chances, especially when famous people are involved. Brad's relationships unfolded during a time when celebrity culture became stronger than ever through television, magazines, and later social media. Every photo, interview, and rumor became part of a larger public story. Fans watched his relationships almost like chapters in an ongoing movie. Yet beyond the glamour and gossip, Brad Pitt's story